Wondering how to improve your pirouettes? Welcome back to Hive. If you're new here, my name is Robyn. I am a professional dancer, performer, choreographer, and a dance teacher. And now I want to show you what you can do to practice your pirouettes, your turns. So if you want to learn how to do pirouettes in heels, I recommend that you start doing them without the shoes. So I will talk you through 6 things that you can put into practice. So what is a pirouette? It is a movement where you will go around yourself. It can be a full turn, half turn, 2 turns, 10 turns. It can be anything. You can either do it on the spot, usually you're on one foot, or you can move through the space, such as doing chaînés or something else. And you have many different variations. You can be in parallel, you can be turned out. Usually you have to be in releve, especially if you're in heels, you already are in your releve. You can have straight knees, you can have bent knees. Then your working leg can be in a groupé, can be in a passé, front, side, back. Same thing with the passé. And when I say front, side, back, that means this is my supporting leg, and the working leg can be in front of it, on the side, behind it. So yeah, and then you have the arms. You keep them on the sides. You can create a ball in front of yourself, maybe down, up, literally anything you can come up with. So yeah, now we know what a turn is. The first thing that I want to mention is that you need to make time for practice. It's not a skill that you will just pick up and, master it on the spot. It takes time and practice and just accepting that. So yes, make time for practice and be consistent. Make dedicated practice to do your turns and pirouettes. It can be 3 times a week, 5 times a week, and you can do it for 10 minutes. Prioritize good quality practice. The second thing that I want to talk about is physicality and what you need to do the turns. So you need to have strength. It's work. It's physical work to do a turn and maintain your posture and have control. So you need to strengthen your core, which is your abdominals. You use a lot of side muscles, and your back muscles are working a lot. When you engage your arms, it's a whole body workout to do those movements. When you're doing your physical exercises, strengthening exercises, make sure that you are doing your arms, because you need to have control. You need to be able to hold the arms. So, I'm alone now, but if somebody came here and tried to press my arm down, it wouldn't budge. That's how much you need to resist. And by pulling my arms down, I usually like to keep them quite high like this. If they're too low, that's going to make me drop down. But like this, I feel very much like I'm really compact. You're allowed to put your palms together, so you can actually press the inside arm towards the outside arm and vice versa. So you create this resistance, which means that you're going to engage all these small muscles as you're doing the turn. So yes, you need to strengthen your arms, you need to strengthen your core, you need to strengthen your sides. You also need to train your back muscles, your upper back and your lower back. And that is not all of it, because you do need your legs to do the turns. So your quads, your hamstrings, your turnout muscles, your calves, ankles, muscles around your feet, all of it. Number 3 is getting comfortable with the weight shift. Especially when we're on one leg, you need to use the other leg to push from the ground. So going from 2 legs to 1 leg. And that on its own is a skill. Number 4, spotting. Believe it or not, you need a strong neck. You need to be quick with your head motions, which is called spotting. Going back to the first thing that I said was to be consistent with your practice and prioritizing good quality practice.
Number 5, gradual progression.
Then the other thing is you should gradually build up your pirouettes, your turns. So maybe first you just practice on balances, and then you build up your way to half turns, full turns, and eventually to doubles, triples, 4 pirouettes. And remind you, we're now doing it bare feet. I will make a separate video about transferring these exercises into heels, which will be the part 2 of turning. But yes, I think you need to be able to do these exercises without the heels first and then with the heels. And the 6th thing, which is the last thing, is confidence. You need to believe in yourself. You need to trust that you're going to do it. You will do it. And that is the key to success in most dancing, actually. When you believe you can do it, you will do it. I will demonstrate 2 exercises for each muscle group when we talk about arms, core, and legs. So for the arms, you can do it sitting, standing. You can do it in a squat if you want to combine it with your legs workout. So making sure that your arms are aligned with your shoulders. And you can just pulse downwards. And you can do it faster. Up. Faster. And it's really nice if you put a song and you do it to music, because then you will have the tempo, it will stay even, or it should stay, and then you don't feel the burning sensation as much when you're going on beat. Then you can do circles and reversing it, so slow, mid-tempo, and like really fast. Yeah, and then you can slowly bring your arms up. Notice how I'm not lifting my shoulders, I'm pulling my lats, my shoulder blades down, and I still trying to keep my lines. So that's also good practice to strengthen your lines, and you will feel it. The core. You can do sit-ups. When you do sit-ups, you will work on the top layers of your muscles. So what I like to do is rolling up the spine and back down. Then you can do it to the side. Then you also need to work on your deep core muscles. Bring your knees up here to a 90-degree angle, and then keeping a neutral spine. So I'm not pressing my back to the ground. I actually have a little curve underneath here. And then what you want to do is just tap the floor with your toe and bring it back up. And tap with your toe and bring it back up. If you feel that your hip flexors are engaging too much, try to bring the knees closer when you're not moving them. And the goal is that you don't change the position of the knee. You keep it in the 90-degree angle. And you can try to put them both together. Sorry, I can't speak when I do that. Ooh. And you should try to breathe at the same time. For the legs, if you have been watching my channel, please and releves. Yeah, really good. One leg.
I would do 10 to 15 of each.
Anything with the squats? But are not only working your quads, but also trying to engage your hamstrings. So even if I'm doing this, I think about pulling or like pushing up with my hamstrings and my glutes.
If you need a challenge, you can try my star jumps, or you can do it with a beat, or even make it a double.
And push-ups are amazing because you're working your arms, your core, your back, and you're still holding your legs. So those are really good for the turns. You also practice to feel this form that you will need for the turns. As for the weight shift, so now you have done your strengthening exercises. You need to get comfortable bringing your whole weight on top of your leg and try to do it in one single movement. You see that I'm on a flat feet now, but you want to come up to a releve on one movement. And then you need to try to stay up there as long as you can. You can have your hands here, or you can make a ball in front of you. So do it from here. And whatever height you go for with the working leg, try to keep your sit bones neutral and actually bring your whole weight on top of your supporting leg. So I'm not here in the center because you will fall, but you need to get comfortable bringing your whole weight over your leg. And there's so many little things and details that will go into this process, but these are just kind of like the main ones that I can give you now. And I did mention spotting, which is this fine movement of your head. And how you can practice that is that you can stand in front of a mirror, or you can just stand in a room. You can also do it with a friend. So you want to lock your eyes, and ideally on an eye level. And then what you do is that you go around yourself as far as you can, trying to keep your head still. Then when you can't look any further, that's when you take your head around. And you can just do it on one spot. And the opposite way. And speeding it up, making it faster. So that's your head coordination, and you will need that when you're doing the turns. When you practice it, try to keep your head on a single surface, so if you had, so that you don't start tilting it anywhere else. Just like, you know, flat on top of your shoulders. Now that you have gone through all of these steps, you can start practicing your turns. So the arms could be here, one hand on the side and one in front. This is like the very, very basics of turning and doing pirouettes, especially in jazz. So the arms will close when you rise up into your releve, so your heel is coming off the floor, and you bring your leg to passe or coupe, and that's when you also start the turn. But first, practice on just getting into a position and coming back down. So now we added the arms. When you have done 5, 10 of those, you should really warm up these calf muscles and your ankle, and try to feel that you're pressing away from the floor as you're rising up. So when you're going up, you actually need to think about pressing down. And now if we add a half turn, you have one arm in front, the hand on this side. This is the arm that is going to close. So the one is already in front. You don't need to do anything with that. The one coming from the side, you need to activate this whole side, and it's going to support you to do that movement, which is going to take you around. So spotting to the front, but I will do only half turn, so I end up this way, the other way. I rise up, close the arm, and come back down. And try to remain on one spot. You can try it with the other leg. So maybe do 10 of those on each. Then if that felt good and you were able to hold the posture, try to do a whole turn. So just the same thing, but you try to stay up for a little bit longer, so you really press away from the floor. And in my opinion, doing a single turn is much harder than doing a double. For the single turn, you're basically doing a balance, and just finding that balance, it takes time, and you need to build strength to hold that position. But once you get it, just adding more turns to it will come quite naturally. You just need to use your head whenever you go around yourself. And the last thing is that believe in yourself. You can do it. I believe in you. And I hope you found this video helpful. I will make a part 2 when we put these exercises together with the heels. So that is another thing to do in heels. But practice this, be consistent. I've been doing pirouettes for the past 20 years and I'm still going. So So the process is never ending, I'm afraid. If you want to support me and my channel, like this video and subscribe. See you next time. Ciao!